In a secluded village nestled among the dense, ancient forests of South Korea, there was a tale whispered by the elders, a tale so chilling that it was seldom spoken aloud. The story was about a little boy named Jihoon, whose fate was sealed by the superstitions that plagued the village. Jihoon was a quiet child, often found wandering the misty woods alone. His pale skin and wide, haunting eyes made him the subject of gossip and fear. The villagers believed he was touched by spirits, and they avoided him like a bad omen. His own family, driven by fear and paranoia, treated him with disdain. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the forest shrouded itself in shadows, Jihoon's mother found him standing at the edge of the village, staring into the abyss of the woods. She screamed, drawing the attention of the villagers. Panic spread like wildfire, and whispers of possession and curse rippled through the crowd. Desperation clouded their judgment, and they decided to rid themselves of the perceived curse. The village shaman, an old woman with piercing eyes, declared that Jihoon must be buried alive to appease the spirits and lift the curse. Despite his mother's tearful protests, the villagers overpowered her and dragged Jihoon to a secluded clearing deep in the forest. As the moon rose, casting an eerie glow on the scene, they dug a shallow grave. Jihoon, too stunned to scream, was placed inside. The last thing he saw before the dirt began to cover him was the cold, unfeeling eyes of the villagers, illuminated by torchlight. The shaman's chants echoed in his ears as the earth swallowed him whole. Darkness enveloped Jihoon, and the weight of the soil pressed down on his small body. Panic set in, his breath shallow and rapid. He tried to scream, but the dirt filled his mouth, silencing him. As minutes turned into hours, the world above faded away, leaving him in suffocating silence. In that stifling darkness, Jihoon felt the ground around him shift. He sensed movement, subtle but unmistakable. The earth seemed to pulse with a life of its own. Whispers filled his mind, indistinct and unsettling. They spoke of ancient spirits, of suffering and vengeance. Fear clawed at his sanity, and he thrashed in his earthen prison. Days passed, though to Jihoon it felt like an eternity. He no longer felt hunger or thirst, only a deep, gnawing emptiness. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, until they became a cacophony of tormented voices. They spoke of betrayal, of forgotten rituals, of a curse that demanded retribution. One night, the villagers were awakened by a bone-chilling wail that seemed to emanate from the forest itself. It was a sound of pure agony and rage, echoing through the trees. They huddled in their homes, paralyzed by fear. The shaman, sensing something amiss, ventured into the forest alone. When she reached the clearing, she found the grave unearthed, the soil disturbed. Jihoon's body was gone, and in its place lay a trail of footprints leading deeper into the woods. The whispers in the air grew louder, a sinister chorus that seemed to mock her. The shaman followed the trail, her heart pounding. Forest seemed to close in around her, the trees whispering secrets she could not understand. Finally, she reached a clearing where the moonlight revealed a small figure standing in the center. It was Jihoon, his eyes now dark voids, his face twisted in a grotesque mask of fury and sorrow. Before she could react, the ground beneath her feet shifted, and she was pulled into the earth. She screamed, but the soil filled her mouth, silencing her cries. The last thing she heard was the laughter of the spirits, mingling with Jihoon's voice, now a haunting echo of the whispers that had tormented him. The village was never the same. Forest reclaimed the clearing, and the whispers became a permanent fixture in the air. The villagers lived in perpetual fear, haunted by the ghostly presence of the boy they had wronged. Jihoon's spirit roamed the woods, a vengeful shadow seeking retribution, his whispers a reminder of the darkness that lurks within human hearts. And so the tale of Jihoon became a legend, a warning to those who dared to let superstition and fear cloud their judgment. The whispers of the earth carried his story, chilling reminder of the boy who was buried alive, and the curse that followed.